Are there any good people running for political office in this country? What is going on? Welcome to Drive Time. It's Jason. I am trying to figure out who we blame the most for this debacle in Maine with Graham Platner. The nation has been captivated by this, partially because a number of Minnesota politicians went out there and campaigned for him. The governor, Tim Walz, endorsed this guy from the beginning. So did our outgoing U.S. Senator Tina Smith, which has me wondering if we have absolutely failed as a public, as a voting bloc, because we have allowed politics to be turned into sports. We cheer for our team no matter what, no matter what. And so with Graham Platner, the Nazi adjacent tattoo that he had wasn't enough. The skeezy Reddit post wasn't enough. The sexting with other women while he was married wasn't enough. The initial accusations that he was sexually harassing and sexually assaulting women, well, that wasn't enough, especially because the woman making the accusation was a Republican. That's like, a Packers fan telling you that the Vikings are cheating. We can't believe that. And now, finally, there's a rape allegation from a fellow Democrat who is hesitant to tell her story because she believed in Graham Platner's politics. What has happened to us as a voting public, as a society, that we just are so unwilling to see our team take a hit? We can never call out our own guys. 651-461-9226. Do you think we have some responsibility for this? Because we're just as bad as voting, as the voting public. I see it in the text messages. And I don't want to send up the bat signal. Because whenever I say anything against Donald Trump, all the Trump fans go nuts. But let's be real, the accusations against Donald Trump, if these were accusations against his opponent in the last election, Kamala Harris, people would be howling about it. But we only howl about it when it's not our guy, when it's not our team. And the only thing I can think of to fix this, because we're not going to have some massive morality, massive come to Jesus moment where we start calling out our own people, right? I'm not even asking you to do that because it's not reasonable. It's not. We need a third party. There needs to be another choice. There needs to be a trio of options so people aren't so jammed into this binary, and this binary has caused us to absolutely lose our mind. 651-461-9226. On Facebook, Barry is noting all the Democrats who supported him now claim the high road. Hypocrites all. My question to Barry is, would he be willing to call out an example of somebody on his side that he disagrees with their morality? There is no morality in politics. There just isn't. That shark has been jumped, right? I think when the president of the United States has 24 accusations against him, and again, same with Graham Platner, these accusations may or may not be true, but there's a lot of smoke there, right? With Donald Trump, there was a guilty conviction in a sexual, what was the term? It wasn't fully sexual assault in that E. Jean Carroll case, but It was, I mean, it was a $5.8 million judgment in a civil case. He was found liable for sexually abusing her. And I'm here to say that, like, a lot, I do understand this idea that accusations may or may not be true, but I also only see people pointing that out when it's their guy. Like, we have turned politics into sports. We don't care about the overall right thing to do or the right kind of person. We just cheer for our team. That's it. We made a deal when people went and voted for Donald Trump. And the deal, I guess I'm curious where people are on this. I think people are fine on it, to be honest. The deal that was made is that we know that this candidate is questionable as a human being, but we like the policies. We like the bluster. We like the straight talk. There are things that people said we like. I think when we made that choice, we became more similar to a lot of European countries where for years you have seen, people who are known to be cheaters, people who are known to be liars, who would be elected to governmental positions. And so this morality thing has, I think, been a more American desire for our politicians than what you see around the world. But I think a deal was made, and people said, well, we want the policies. We think this person, we're going to just dismiss all these concerns. Now, the Republicans who are howling about Graham Platner, do they feel the same way about Donald Trump? I don't think so. Like, it's sports. It's become sports. We are unable to call out our own guys. And when you see it, what you see is what happened to Dean Phillips. Right? Dean Phillips was absolutely excommunicated from the Democratic Party for daring to speak out and say that Joe Biden was too old and he wasn't able to do the job anymore. And he was destroyed. He was destroyed. Texters say you need to go back to Clinton, who was impeached for lying about his affair with a young intern. Monica got more blame than Clinton. If you checked every president, you would probably find a number of them with skeletons. I do think that is true. But what's different now is about the skeletons and you decide that you don't care, right? Like, that's different. And the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal was 1998. And was he reelected after that?
No.
That was his second term,
yes,
right?
He was initially elected in 92, so his second election would have been 96.
So that was it.
Yeah.
So it's just a different scenario. The Clinton scenario, for sure, I think you look at those years and you think about the way we understand kind of sexual harassment and power structure of a boss. I think today people would react to the Clinton-Lewinsky situation differently, don't you?
I do. But I think where there is a similarity is that people lined up either for him or behind him, not because they had great concern or lack of concern for Monica Lewinsky, but based on their political leanings. Remember,
they were, yeah.
It was a vast right-wing conspiracy that was out to get him, and that's what was going on. Well, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And the folks that were after him, again, were throwing stones in glass houses. Much of the time, as we would come to find out later on.
So we're getting a fair number of texts about Clinton, which I would just say, when you have to go back almost 30 years for your other example, it's a long time ago. We don't have to relitigate Bill Clinton every time this comes up. Although I'm sure some of you would like to say, well, where were you speaking out about Clinton? To Russia? Like, well, I was 12. So and quite frankly, I was a very Alex P. Keaton style young Republican. So I'm sure I was speaking out against Bill Clinton because this is what we do. I don't think it's the same as it was. I do think there used to be a greater willingness to throw out your guy if they were seen to be like a potential drain. It wasn't so much that you were fighting for the moral thing, but it's that the voters used to judge someone for being a moral scumbag. And today, you guys defend it. You deflect to Clinton. You have the governor of Minnesota going to Maine to campaign for this guy who the red flags were up the wazoo. And you just do it because you want to win. People want to win, 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 win. It's sports. We've turned it into sports, and we've lost our moral compass. Let's break. Lots of texts coming in. Kevin, stand by. We'll get to you. 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
J.H. and Sons would love to have you stop by the Galleria in Edina. Some of the best dressed guys I know in Minnesota get their clothing at J.H. and Sons. It's Jason. I'm proud to be one of those customers. I absolutely love the team. And that is the difference maker, right? When you go into J.H. and Sons at the Galleria, you're going to feel the difference. It's a beautiful store, gorgeous grand piano, nice kind of, it's not too much clothes. It's not overwhelming, but you can see the quality right when you walk in that room. The other thing you're going to realize is the service. I love being taken care of when I'm out shopping. I need advice. I need to know what looks good, what's going to feel good, what's going to last long. And the team at J.H. and Sons has been selling men's clothing, luxury premium clothing for years. Go visit Chuck. Go visit Bryce. Go say hi to Alicia and Dean, and they will take care of you. If you need a suit for a wedding, J.H. and Sons. If you need new shoes, J.H. and Sons. If you need a great outfit just for a nice date night on the town, get to J.H. and Sons. You can sign up for their VIP email list. It is at jhandsons.com.
Dave Lee for Aquarius Home Services. Yes, we all love summer. That is until your air conditioner starts acting more like an oven than a fridge. If your AC is on the fritz, now's the time to trade in and trade up with an additional $500 off on top of some great summer sale pricing on a new cooling system from Aquarius. Enjoy a cool, comfy home all summer long. Schedule your free estimate today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
I'm here with Alec Sherrod, a top mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
Fresh paint inside, fresh flowers outside. Summer at your house is looking good. During July 4th deals at Lowe's, buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via mail-in rebate. Plus, get two 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annual hanging baskets for just $15. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details and requirements. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
No one party gets off the hook on this thing. This is everybody. This is not me ranting about President Trump. This is me ranting about the fact that every party is so dedicated to home team cheering that we are unwilling to call out our own people. And we saw Democrat after Democrat line up to support this dude because his story was good, this Graham Platner. Now, he has denied it. We should play his denial. He's been accused of sexual assault by a 41-year-old Maine woman who dated him. Politico had the story, and she said that he forced her to have sex with him nearly 5 years ago. He denied the allegation.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship.
So you get the idea there. So he denies it, but he also is accepting the political reality. A texter says, Jason, we always say we need to vote better politicians into office, but where the hell do we find these better politicians? I think about that too. Right? Like, can we get some normal people running for politics? Why is it always got to be some person with the biggest skeletons in their closet? I understand that we're in this moment where there's a rejection of sort of the, corporate, created in a lab, super clean, super tidy politician. We want real people, and real people are messy. But real people do not have to be this messy. Right? And it was obvious, wasn't it obvious at the beginning? I laid out the number of things that people dismissed before it was finally too much. Kevin is in Anoka at 651-461-9226. Kevin, why do you think we're so unwilling to call out our own people, our own party?
Oh, I have no problem calling out either party. I think I'm really tired of these women who come out 5, 10, 15, 25 years after the fact, and then all of a sudden this horrendous event happens to them. I think we need to have a point system, and you lose 20 points for every year that you don't say something. And after 10
Kevin,
years, you just don't have any points.
But people don't come out with an accusation maybe against a rando, right? But when that person steps up and runs for higher office, isn't it reasonable where you say, like, I think people need to know about this, and so you come forward?
Oh, then you should have done something about it, and the person would have been in jail, and they'd be a convicted felon.
Yeah, I think that's easier. That's pretty easy to say, but we know, like, for decades and decades, how difficult it is for people to be believed with their accusations of sexual assault, especially, right?
Well, the problem with
look at Paula Jones, who Hillary Clinton said was a liar.
Well, Hillary Clinton would stand on the rooftop and say her man is perfect no matter what. She rides his coattails anywhere.
I'm just saying it's hard to be taken seriously as someone who accuses, especially a powerful man, of sexual assault. I can understand why people sometimes take their time. I do get your point, though, that there are times that you look at it, and I think it's fair to have a little skepticism. I know, like, we were in this era where people were saying, believe women, believe women. Well, I would say believe believable women, right? And maybe I think when you see a lot of smoke around somebody like you did with Graham Platner, like, I don't know, with each accusation, my willingness to believe the other accusations goes up, right?
Well, the problem is there's been far too many women who have made accusations that have turned out to be absolutely baseless, and there's been no legal repercussions against them for committing perjury.
Do you think Graham Platner should drop out of the race, the Democrat in Maine?
It's their guy. If they want to vote for their guy, let them have him. They deserve who they vote for.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. 651-461-9226. I don't think a point system. I would not I would not be on board with that. That is for sure. You know, my other point at the beginning, talking about the need for a third party, this texter says, I started out as a never Trumper, but when it came to Election Day in 2015, I couldn't stay home and allow Hillary Clinton to become president. Texter says a third or a fourth party is what we need because we do not have good choices. Frankly, I still think Trump is despicable, and I held my nose to vote for him a third time. Yeah, I just don't see a way out of this cycle, Dan, this cycle of no matter what, we're going to defend our guy. I just don't. I don't think it's realistic. I mean, yes, I wish people would start, you would get more Dean Phillips, right? More people willing to call out your own team and say, like, this ain't it. This is not what we stand for. But I think too many people have decided just winning is most important. And the morality only matters when it's the other guy doing something immoral. It's sort of how we feel about cheating in the World Cup. Except the World Cup is a game, and this is not. And I think we apply that sort of same thing. And I was applying that conditional morality yesterday, the World Cup.
I will correct you on one thing.
Yes.
You said this is not. This shouldn't be. But I think you made the point earlier in the segment. We've turned it into that. We've turned it into a game.
Yeah.
It's a game that's linked to our identity, so that's why we have to fight tooth and nail over it. We can't possibly be wrong. The other side can't possibly have any valid points, because then that threatens our very identity, which is based on this tribalism, this party tribalism.
But like there's a guy on Facebook right now commenting who's anti-Trump, talking about all the sexual allegations, and says, we're supposed to believe this one woman who comes out magically as Platner is running for office? It's like, well, it's sort of yes, right? Like, can't you do better? This is where, and this was my view on Donald Trump, that I don't believe that Donald Trump is a singular being. And I think too often we've turned our politicians into like godlike creatures that no one can do this but them. And like a lot of people could advocate for these same policies. Do I think Donald Trump is a singular creature in American politics? Yes. Do I think Donald Trump is the only person that could have been elected to advocate for tariffs and for, all of the policies that Donald Trump has supported? No, I don't. And I think voters have bought into this, like this sort of Hollywood star version, I think is sort of how you think about it.
Sure.
The celebrity version that like, oh, well, this is the only person who could do it, so I better defend them to the end.
Go right back to the Republican nomination process for this last presidential election, right? How many times have we heard people say, well, I don't really like him. I wouldn't have a beer with him, but I don't elect a guy to do that stuff. I elect him because he's got the right policies.
Yeah.
I mean, I would challenge anyone to try to convince me that you would get markedly different policies from a Nikki Haley or a Ron DeSantis or anybody else that was running against the president in that nomination process. And yet he won that nomination overwhelmingly. I mean, it wasn't even remotely close. And so the distinguishing factor is you had professional politicians and you had Trump, who you knew would bring some of the circus and some of the fight and some of the other stuff. So you can try and tell me it's about the policies, but it's not. It's about the fight. It's about, we want this guy because he stirs something in people that no other Republican did. And whether that's just, I think he can win and I don't think these other two can, whatever.
Right.
But the point is, it's not a policy thing with him. It's never been a policy thing with him. It's a personality thing. And people gravitate towards it for whatever reasons. And that's why he's been president twice.
A woman texts in and says, I would believe her if is so annoying as a woman, because even if she did come out all that time ago, men like Kevin would have another if for her to jump through. I didn't press charges against my boyfriend for our non-consensual experience. But if I find him pursuing a place of power where I believe he could hurt people, I'd consider it. I think that is so understandable. So understandable. And so I that text is worth tucking away in the back of your head for the next time one of these comes out. Because people delay coming forward for all sorts of reasons that are their reasons. Now, if you are the victim of a false accusation, and I was talking about this yesterday, anybody could make any accusation about me. Would it sink me? Probably. It is the world we're in. And I'm not sure how to fix that either. We do have a legal system. You do have a chance to fight. But I do think there are certain circumstances where there's enough smoke. And we don't have to trip over ourselves to be protecting people just because they share our political ideology.